The Nightbeat starts right now.
You have anything to say, man? Felipe?
San Antonio police say he was caught in the act, but this car burglary suspect had nothing to say to our cameras.
Police say it's an example of a bigger rise in crime that they're expecting during the holidays. That right there is Felipe Salazar. Police say that they caught him and a minor breaking into cars near the La Cantera area right off of I-10. Salazar and the kid are accused of burglarizing 4 cars. Police say they were also in a stolen car and also had a stolen gun.
That arrest happening just an hour after police began their holiday task force tonight. It's all part of an uptick in crime that San Antonio police say they are seeing. Tonight, team's Patty Santos tells us the shift that officers are now preparing for, as well as the rise in other crimes that they've already seen this year.
San Antonio police is shifting gears. A holiday task force will help protect shoppers from vehicle thefts and burglaries.
Now that it's the holidays, now it's a lot of stealing, because there's a lot of people out without work.
The pandemic, inflation, and a more focused effort to track crime data are all reasons SAPD says crime numbers are higher. Drivers can help them out by locking their vehicles and hiding valuables from plain sight.
This kind of burglary is a crime of opportunity, and you don't want to give these burglars that opportunity.
Violent crimes and homicides were also up in the first 10 months of the year by nearly 12%. But that's not a surprise to Benny Price, who works to prevent gun violence in the East Side.
I've experienced my own family loss of life. And it gets down.
Price, the head of the nonprofit Big Mama Safe House, is launching GREAT, which stands for Gang Rehabilitation Ending Affiliation Ties, a program to reduce gang and gun violence. Reform criminals and former gang members volunteering to mentor youth out of bad choices.
They're already connecting with these youth. And it's unfortunately that the crime that's prevented is not reported. The shootings that don't happen is not reported. So we're already doing the work.
Price says everyone in a neighborhood should care to be involved in saving the next generation.
And it's not easy, but this is what I tell you, what makes it fulfilling, when we're able to prevent a shooting.
And this entire month, police are really going to be focused on going after those gangs of porch pirates, people breaking into cars and also stores. That's not to say they're not going to be focused on other crimes. Now, next month, they'll be back on focusing on those hot crime hotspot policing efforts. Stefania?
Patty, thank you. Now, concerns of car burglaries led to a chase through one neighborhood. Along with seeing flashing lights, neighbors in the far west neighborhood of Lucky Ranch also believed they heard gunfire during that chase, and they shared this video that you're about to see with us. Okay, so you heard that, right? That was around 3:30 early Monday morning. We asked the Bexar County Sheriff's Office for information on the case, and today the sheriff says that what was captured on that video, what you heard moments ago, he's saying that's not gunshots.
The deputy that was involved in the pursuit actually believes that it was a modified tailpipe that may have been the cause of this sound that people heard.
Okay, so you heard it there. That's Sheriff Javier Salazar. He says the sound could have been from a modified tailpipe. It's also worth noting that deputies didn't find any bullet holes. Sheriff Salazar says that they found shell casings, but they think that those were older because they don't fit the time frame of Monday's case. Deputies are, by the way, looking for a red Dodge Charger, in this case.
New tonight, a crash leaves a vehicle wheels up, 2 kids and a woman inside. Police say all 3 were safely pulled out of what looks like a small vehicle. It happened this evening on I-10 near FM 1518. It's past Loop 1604 in the eastern part of the county. Police say the 2 children were just 3 and 4 years of age. Those kids and the woman were taken to the hospital. There is some good news. Police say they are all expected to survive. An officer in Converse using a familiar defense in a DWI case against him. Police say this man, 23-year-old Justin Alexander, claimed he was not the driver. Alexander pulled from a car that flipped into a ditch on Friday. This is on the city's south side near Applewhite Road and South Zarzamora Street. Despite being the only one rescued from that car, police say Alexander claimed the driver ran from the scene. But a witness told investigators Alexander was the only person inside. The Converse officer on administrative duty pending an internal investigation.
San Antonio Councilman Clayton Perry also claiming that he wasn't the driver in the crash that he was involved in. He's since taken a leave of absence. Now, city leaders have picked their top 3 applicants to temporarily fill the District 10 seat. Leaders chose them out of a group of 17 people. All of them have experience working for the government. So we're going to start with Mike Gallagher. He's a retired Air Force officer who held the council seat between 2014 and 2017. Now he's the head of the Northeast Neighborhood Alliance and the Northern Hills HOA. Then we have Joe Garcia. He's a retired longtime AT&T employee. He's also served on the VIA board. His experience comes from serving as a city councilman in Victoria, Texas in the 90s. And lastly, we have Pauline Rubio. She's a business professor at Palo Alto College. She previously worked for both the San Antonio and Hispanic Chambers of Commerce, and she also worked for former Congressman Ciro Rodriguez. Now, leaders are going to interview all 3 candidates tomorrow. Meanwhile, Clayton Perry is now on sabbatical as he faces his own legal hurdles. The temporary appointee is going to serve until either Perry returns or his term ends in early June of next year.
A key witness in the trial of Michelle Barrientos Vela now may play a role in helping that ex-constable's potential appeal. Texas Ranger Bradley Freeman today held in contempt of court. A judge says the Ranger violated an order to only discuss allegations of tampering in front of a jury. He didn't do that. Judge Velia Mesa pointed out Freeman's prejudicial comment will likely impact Barrientos Vela's case on appeal. The judge recommended Freeman be fined $500 and take a course on how to testify properly. Sentencing for Barrientos Vela in that tampering case scheduled to resume in early January. She faces between 2 years probation and 10 years in prison. On KSAT.com right now, we're also following the trial of ex-Border Patrol agent Juan David Ortiz. He's accused in the murders of 4 women in Laredo. Today, a jury saw Ortiz's police interrogation. At one point, he claimed he didn't know why he was being questioned. You can take a look at that story right now on KSAT.com.
New on the Nightbeat, a push to ban horse-drawn carriages. You know, those scenic strolls throughout downtown, those could come to an end after members of City Council submitted paperwork citing inhumane treatment and increased traffic congestion. As the night team's John Paul Barajas reports, though, not everyone agrees.
Horse-drawn carriages line the streets of downtown, but a push by some City Council members could have them banned by the end of 2023. Not everyone is on board.
They've been around for as long as I can remember. That's part of San Antonio.
I know, I feel like a lot of people come here for that. It's Texas. Everybody wants to get on a horse in Texas.
District 2 Councilman Jalen McKee Rodriguez and District 3 Councilwoman Phyllis Villagrán cite inhumane treatment of animals and negative environmental impacts due to traffic congestion as the reasons to put an end to the business. 3 other council members supported the idea. The drivers of the carriages don't agree.
Just watch the traffic when Majestic left out, when the Alamo Domes left out. There's a line of traffic. Horses aren't causing that traffic.
A carriage driver at Yellow Rose also told us horses see vets regularly, are fed 3 times a day, and don't come out if it's 95 degrees or hotter. As for the strain of the job,
this horse weighs almost 2,000 pounds. He can pull 3 times his body weight. It's no different than when you put your backpack on your back.
Another driver even pulled the carriage himself.
Super easy. You can sit here and one-handed if you need to and come to a stop pretty easily.
Shane Stevens made it look so easy, I jumped on. Do you think you could carry me if I sat on it?
Oh yeah, go for it. I still don't feel anything, so.
The council members who are in favor of this ban said that they want to get it on the earliest possible committee meeting agenda. If approved, they said they would help transition the carriage drivers over to electric carriages or even pedicabs. This is still a developing story, and we'll make sure to bring you the latest. Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
John Paul, thank you. It's the season of giving, and one organization needs your help bringing holiday cheer to local families battling cancer. And that organization is Big Love Cancer Care. The Texas-based nonprofit is collecting gifts that would go to families this holiday that are battling cancer. If you remember, if you have a family member who's battling cancer, you know that those treatments are super expensive, even when people have insurance. Those treatments can really rack up into the hundreds of thousands of dollars that you've got to pay out of pocket. So sometimes families who have a loved one fighting cancer just don't have the money to buy Christmas gifts for each other. But Big Love Cancer Care wants to help ease that burden. So from now until December 10th, it's asking people to drop off donations like gift cards, pajamas, headphones, that kind of stuff for its Big Love holiday shop. We spoke with a medical student who collected pajamas from fellow students at the University of the Incarnate Word.
Even though my budget's super tight and sometimes I feel guilty getting a cup of coffee, but I can still afford pajamas. I can still afford something that costs between $10, $20.
We're taking away just the barrier of having to find the time to go out and go shopping and the risk of infection. They're able to come here and have a private shopper help them pick out exactly what they want to give their children.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. That was Jenna Hudspeth with Big Love Cancer Care. She's hoping to collect enough things to help more than 40 families in our area. Now, you could help by donating money or gifts, and we have those links for you right now on KSAT.com.
Big changes headed our way. Some ups and downs temperature-wise and even with the humidity. Another cloudy stretch to talk about. Remember about a week ago when it was cloudy all week, drizzly and damp. We're going to get into another one of those patterns with some roller coaster temperatures and a chilly start to the day tomorrow. We'll be more specific in just a few minutes.
Also ahead, paid time off for Bexar County deputies is going unused even during the holidays. But here's the issue. It's costing you. The KSAT Investigates team looks into that and what Bexar County Sheriff and the county judge-elect are saying. Bexar County Sheriff's deputies have to work so many hours that they can't use their holiday or vacation time.
Yeah, can you imagine? KSAT Investigates found hundreds of thousands of dollars in accrued leave taken from county jail and law enforcement staff every year. The Night Team's Dylan Collier explored the issue and the impact it's having on morale.
So we're always making an estimate based upon what our jail population is.
Earlier this month, Sheriff Javier Salazar stood before Bexar County commissioners asking for a $2.7 million injection of funding to cover mandatory overtime costs at the jail. The second-term sheriff was forced to settle for $2.2 million as ongoing staffing woes at 200 North Comal Street are destined to carry over into next year. But BCSO's issues are deeper than its nearly 300 detention vacancies and a compensation and benefits package that makes retaining jailers difficult. An analysis by KSAT Investigates shows that deputies have lost out on more than $680,000 in so-called use it or lose it holiday and vacation pay each of the past 2 years. Uniformed staff inside the jail and out on patrol are literally working so much they are not able to take time off before the hours expire.
Oh, it's a crusher.
Lieutenant Ronald Took, president of the Deputy Sheriff's Association of Bexar County, says most jailers are lucky if they get 1 day off a week.
We've got people working in the jail right now that are pushing 80, 90 hours a week. On top of that, they're not getting time off because they can't.
They shouldn't pay the price for it. They earn the time.
Records show Salazar has been trying to combat the issue since 2020, telling County Manager David Smith in multiple letters that he would allow deputies to carry over excess holiday time to the following year and asked that Smith give the same consideration to vacation hours.
We hadn't really gotten much of a response.
Officials declined to make Smith available for an interview for this story and have distanced him from the issue, telling us in an email the county manager does not have access to nor plays a role in the process of monitoring leave time. Took says county leadership as a whole has to address this problem, and now.
To have to pay them overtime. But this other stuff, don't worry about it. We're just going to steal it from you.
We also spoke to Bexar County Judge-elect Peter Sakai about the loss of leave time. He says he plans to sit down with Sheriff Salazar after the judge takes office New Year's Day. Salazar pointed out that after KSAT began digging around on the topic, he was contacted by the county auditor's office and is now in the process of forwarding his request to them. Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
Just doesn't seem right.
No.
That you have all this holiday time and you can't take it.
Can't use it.
Doesn't seem right. All right, 46 degrees out there as we look towards downtown. Certainly a much different temperature than we saw last night at this time.
46 degrees, you just said right now. And I was asking you, Adam, I mean, if this is a roller coaster, are we just getting on it? Or are we in the middle of it? Or
it's basically when you're just getting on it, right? And you hear that tick, 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 tick noise.
Yes.
That's kind of where we are on it.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you this roller coaster ride again in just one moment, that up and down bar graph. Let's start with where we are right now. You look across the state, we're below freezing up in the Panhandle, 31 in Amarillo, not far from it in Lubbock. Right now at 33 degrees, even Junction 36. You get to San Antonio, we're at 46. And this is because of that dry north wind that really picked up last night with the cold front. If you were up or even woken up by the wind last night, you heard it maybe rattling the windows or the trees outside. There's that north wind that really dropped our temperatures. Last night at this hour, I was in a short sleeve polo shirt outside, live in Windcrest, showing the lights. I wouldn't be wearing the same tonight, that's for sure. 46 Port SA, 44 Helotes, down to 39 already in Bernie. Comfort 36 degrees, Converse at 46. We're going to drop a few more degrees, of course, as we go through the night. Across the hill country and basically north of 1604, upper 30s, even some mid 30s in parts of the hill country. For the rest of us around Bexar County, right near 40 degrees. And then you get into the lower 40s farther west of town as you get closer to the Rio Grande. Tomorrow afternoon, we don't warm up very much. Low clouds are going to keep us shaded, so the sun's not going to do much for us tomorrow. Mid 50s for high temperatures. Today, we had a high temperature of 62, and tomorrow we're going to be even cooler in the mid 50s during the afternoon. Up to 60 degrees as you get a little farther east and southeast of San Antonio, Floresville, Poth, even toward Moulton. So here's this roller coaster ride. 55 tomorrow, 68 on Friday. You can have short sleeves on Friday, but then Saturday comes, and by the afternoon, it's going to cool off again. A cold front hits on Saturday, so it'll be an upside down day. Saturday morning will be mild, but by the afternoon, it's going to feel chilly outside, and you'll want the jacket again. Then we go back up, and we're into the 70s by next week, which is above average for this time of year. The average high 68. A dry air in place, I want to point that out. Dew points 20s and 30s. Dewey's that low. You may feel the dry skin if you're susceptible to that. If you don't like this, don't worry, that mugginess will be back, especially next week, but we'll even get a taste of it this weekend. And remember, this time of year, when we have that Gulf moisture in place with our longer nights, it often leads to fog, drizzle, and sprinkles, and that's a pattern we're going to get into. No major weather makers, though, for us. It's in the Pacific Northwest, big upper-level trough there, and then another one in the northeastern U.S. What we actually have is not a big blue H, but a little blue H here over the Gulf, and it's nosing its way in enough, an upper-level high, just to keep our weather plain and kind of blah. And this is what I mean by that. Low clouds filling in first thing tomorrow morning. Those low clouds will then lead to some sprinkles by tomorrow night and especially Friday morning. Futurecast is even showing that. Not amounting to much, but leaving us with just overall dampness, but really minimal actual accumulations on the way. So here's your forecast. 50s again tomorrow, 60s by Friday. Fog, drizzle, dampness, but not much accumulation. Friday through the weekend and even into next week. A cloudy and gray stretch.
So a little bit of everything. Thank you.
All right, for the Spurs, this is just one that got away, Greg.
Well, yeah, they were up by 20 points. I thought this was in the books, all done. You look up at the second half, and things are not going well. When we come back, Spurs and OKC, and that losing streak continues tonight. We've got the highlights to prove it. And Deshaun Watson's return is it against guess who? Yeah, the Texans coming up. Spurs on the road in Oklahoma City in search of their first win since November the 11th. They'd have to do it without Jakob Poeltl, Josh Richardson, Jeremy Sohan all out with injuries. They still managed to get off to a fast start. Devin Vassell the catch and shoot three from the wing on the far sideline. Isaiah Roby driving the paint, fakes a dish, slams it down. Spurs by 6. Malik Branham finds a cutting Doug McDermott along the baseline, throws it down. Spurs by 3 going to the second from beyond the arc with love from Romeo Langford. Spurs lead grows to 18. A little later, Kelvin Johnson for the 3, and the Spurs have their largest lead of the game at 20. Spurs 77-60 at the half. After scoring 42 points in the second, Spurs ran out of gas in the third as it could only manage 19 while the Thunder cut down the Spurs lead. Jalen Williams closes the third on a personal 6-0 run to get OKC within 8 going to the fourth. OKC erases that 20-point lead right here when Trey Mann gets a bucket to tie the game at 98. Thunder by 3 now. Trey Jones finishing with the floater in the lane. Get the Spurs within 1 inside 3 minutes to play. Thunder by 5. Keita Bates-Diop going to the rim for the bucket and the foul. The 3-point play pulls the Spurs within a bucket. That's as close as they could get after scoring 77 in the first half, only 34 in the second half. Spurs drop their 9th in a row, 119-111.
Yeah, the team's been tenacity, the purpose that we had in the first half, it just dissipated in the second half. Rarely have we put 4 quarters of fundamental sound defense and offense together.
Now, as part of the Spurs' 50th anniversary celebration, they will have a 1999 championship night on Friday when the Spurs host the Pelicans. The Spurs will hand out a David Robinson bobblehead to the first 10,000 fans in attendance and a pregame meet and greet with the author of the Memorial Day Miracle, now broadcaster Sean Elliott. You're also seeing the Iceman's bobblehead given out on November the 7th as well. That matchup comes on Friday at 7 o'clock.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys would be 10.5-point favorites when they host the Indianapolis Colts in the AT&T Stadium on Sunday Night Football. That's because the Cowboys come into this primetime game with an 8-3 record, coming off their big Thanksgiving Day win over the Giants. On the other side, the Colts are just 4-7-1, coming off back-to-back losses to the Eagles and most recently the Steelers on Monday Night Football. Well, there's been a lot of talk of signing wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. It should be noted that James Washington was back at practice today for the first time since breaking his foot in training camp. What did he learn about himself while working to get back on at least the practice field for now?
I'm more mentally stronger than I thought I was. It was hard at first, but, you know, like I said, a lot of these guys around here just kept the spirit up, you know, as well as my family, wife, everybody else. You know, they did their part and kept my head up.
All right, Florida backup quarterback Jalen Kitna has been arrested on 2 counts of distribution of child exploitation material and 3 counts of possession of child pornography. Kitna is a 19-year-old son. Former Cowboys backup quarterback John Kitna is arrested by Gainesville Police Department and is expected to make his first court appearance in the morning. He's been suspended indefinitely from the team. As if the Houston Texans don't have enough of their problems with a 1-9-1 season, now they get to face the Cleveland Browns, with former Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson making his return to pro football. Watson sat out all of last season after becoming disgruntled with the team while they worked on a trade, and then later faced 25 civil lawsuits alleging sexual misconduct during massages. In addition to his multiple settlements, Watson was also suspended 11 games this season for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy, and now making his comeback in what will be, at best, a very uncomfortable reunion. What does head coach Lovie Smith think about having to address questions about Watson again?
You're right, it was a little bit different last year. Deshaun was in the building a little bit, but we didn't have a whole lot of interaction with him. But that is in the past. Change air codes, all that. We're just kind of, now it's just about a great quarterback coming into town that we need to get ready for. And with the history, with our franchise. I think it's just about that.
The latest on the Roadrunners' effort to pack the Dome on Friday. Next. There is no ticket count update from UTSA officials tonight as the Roadrunners would like to pack the Dome with over 50,000 fans when they host their second straight Conference USA Championship game on Friday. Associate Athletic Director for Communications Kyle Stevens did confirm that some upper sections in the Alamo Dome have been open, which are usually closed during UTSA games, indicating there is more of a demand for the showdown with rival North Texas. At the same time, the city is encouraging businesses to light the city orange to celebrate as UTSA attempts to win its second straight Conference USA title. How does this year compare to how UTSA approached last year's game for that title?
I just feel like, in a way, since we've been there last year, we're more confident. Like, just as far as last year, I feel like we're more locked in. Like, we're just built to last.
Kickoff in the Alamo Dome this Friday night is at 6:30. In other words, they've been there, done that, so now they know how to prepare for it. It's like teams that play in the Super Bowl have been there before, and their players have. They know how to get ready for the big game.
Yeah, I think it's only right that we light the city orange for the mean green.
Very well said.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg.
We'll be right back after. All right, so now that we're back, we just want to give you a big thank you to all of you who took part in this.
A huge thank you. Team KSAT and No Shave November. To date, it's probably been updated since then, but Team KSAT has raised more than $26,000, almost $28,000. The money goes to cancer research, prevention, education. Today, the last day to donate, by the way, I want to let you know, get a good look at this beard because it's coming off tomorrow live on GMSA at 9 a.m. That's when the shaving begins.
Good night.